Okay,
Hey,
this
just want to introduce
content,
myself. I'm Michelle. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
That's awesome. I'm doing pretty good.
Where you joining us from?
Alaska.
Alaska. Okay, how did you get this link?
I just got it.
From
Somebody
where?
posted it. I thought I'd join. Say hi. Say what's
On
up.
what page?
Facebook.
On what page was it posted, please?
You say Facebook.
What's that?
On what page was the link posted?
Somebody sent it to me on Facebook.
On Facebook?
Yes.
G, what group are you part of on Facebook?
No, somebody just sent it to me.
Because I posted it on Facebook and I posted them to groups.
Oh,
And
somebody
most of
must have been
them
in that
are
group and sent it to
African
me.
groups or Christian groups.
My African friend sent it to me.
Okay. So, all right. I'm questioning this because somebody just got on and started showing some pornographic materials.
Oh, sorry to hear that. I promise you I'm not Zoom bombing.
Okay, can we see a picture of you, a video or something? Because all of us are on video. So please, if you want
Yes.
to be a part of it,
Kind of young, but I'm 19 years old. Is that okay?
That's not a problem.
that's not a problem because we're talking about
Here
issues
I am.
concerning. All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for complying with our request.
Yes.
All right. So, Prof, can you please continue with what you're saying?
Yeah, like I was saying, our society has not been very responsible with the problems that we've been having from time immemorial, and more recently, there have been a lot of accidents on our roads. We are very good at bashing the police, but we don't allow the police to do their job. It is always an issue of people at higher authorities sort of controlling the officers on our roads. We complain they take bribes and whatnot.
Anyway,
But
I
if
removed him. I'm not very comfortable with him, so I
yeah,
removed him from the
there was
page.
a lot of noise in the background too. So
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too. So the bottom line is this: either we can let people suffer the consequences of their actions, or we can prevent a lot of these things from happening. Okay, by being proactive. For instance, the police might stop somebody without a driver's license,
Hmm.
and then somebody in authority within the same police service will call it and let him go. What happens if the police doesn't comply with the people in higher authority?
Hmm.
You see, everybody is trying to protect their jobs. And unless we put in ethical guidelines to force our people to do the right thing, we'll be
Right.
complaining about these things forever unless we all, as a collective society, decide that this should no longer continue. Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's rather unfortunate, but that's unfortunately the society we live in. So, with the issue of his, when you were talking about your daughter, just turned 16 and you guys had to go to the DMV to get a permit and start the process of learning how to drive and all that stuff. My other thing is, could it also be that hypothetically, he genuinely didn't know the son has been using the car for whatever means, over speeding and all that stuff, he probably might have known the son drives, but
Mm-hmm.
not to this extent. Could it also be that he was genuine about that, or he genuinely didn't know about what the son um does with a car outside the house?
We can play the devil's advocate here and say that he didn't know. I believe he did know
Mm.
because the boy has been posting videos and stuff about himself driving, and he has older children who
Right,
know.
right.
And let's say he's a very busy man. Don't get me wrong, but there are people within his house who know the child drives. So, what sort of communication structure is within his household? Let's say he didn't know, and let me go back to the fact that there's no perfect society. Somebody's son took a gun, went to a school, shot up his classmates and some teachers. The son, who is only I think 13, don't quote me on that. I don't really remember. Is charged with manslaughter, and the father is charged with manslaughter because it was the responsibility of the father to secure the gun in his own house. So if the father didn't secure the gun in his house and a minor took the gun to his school and shot the place up, it's the responsibility of the father.
Mm.
So let's say the honorable Reverend Minister didn't know the child was using his car to go out and do. It doesn't matter. If we want our society to run like a regular, normal society, the father should face the consequences for the actions of the child. Who
Right.
is the car registered to? Who should be
I believe if I'm not mistaken, I heard it's the moms. The
the mom
car
should
is
pay
registered to
the
the mom.
mom the mom should pay for what the child did. It's as simple as that. And we should set precedent and we should follow. You remember the other day we had a conversation about uh the authorities, and I kept coming back to them creating an environment of expectation, and that it has to be consistent for a certain long period. Otherwise, nobody trusts them. And that's the issue. There's no trust. We were talking about that boy that was lynched. And one of the issues was that even if you take the criminal to the police station, he was let go free. There's no consistency in our system. There's no consistency in the way we do our things. Remember?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So if we are to do these things, if we really want to change the way our society works, there has to be some consistency and some consequences. So we are gonna go tell the the parents of the children who died that, oh, my bad, it's nothing, your children are just dead for no reason. Is that what we want to do? Can't we make a law that will sort of protect other children from such crazy incidents? In the future, do we have laws already on the book that we can apply to this situation? I believe we do. And it is the fact that the person who owns that vehicle is responsible for that vehicle. That's what I
Yeah.
believe.
I mean, and it's basically the same in this country as well. If you're under 18 and you commit a crime, for instance, you spoke about the shooting, the parents
Yeah.
are held responsible for that. You see, it's interesting for us to understand that the society we live in operate on laws. And as you said, the preacher is held by the highest standard or should be held to the highest standard.
Yeah.
I believe the good book talks about train up a child in the way he should go. And
Hmm.
when he is old, he would not depart from it. One of the things that I I'm always grateful to my parents, especially my dad, was the fact that to him, the training should take different forms. You don't have only one structure of training your children. Because I remember some of us, for me, when I was growing up as a kid, I didn't care so much about the whipping. You know, I'm good with the whooping. So you whip me, I'm good. I'll still go out there and do the crazy stuff, you know. But then he observed all of his kids and realized this guy doesn't care so much about the whipping, but what he cares about is confining him. So when I get confined, it eats me to the core. Um, who just joined? It says Zoom user. Hello?
Bro, take him out because I don't know how he got here.
What's good, bitch ass niggas?
You know, so he has to be very creative and very observant in how we all train. He has 7 kids. And one of the things I even wrote in my book about training a child, for me, I broke it down to 3 I's. You illustrate first, you imbibe before you instruct. So whatever you want the child to do, you should illustrate it. You don't tell the child, do this, and you do the other, or you do otherwise. So there has to be an illustration. Whatever you're telling your children to do, they have to see that in you. And sometimes you don't even have to tell them. They watch you do it, they do it. So illustration is priority when it comes to training. Before you imbibe whatever values, principles, teachings, and what have you into the child. And after you imbibe those, then you instruct the child. So I heard on one platform, people were talking about the fact that some kids, no matter what you do, they're going to be bad, which I beg to differ. I don't believe in that concept. You know, we always talk about it, it's a law. Garbage in, garbage out. Those of you who are computer literates know that you cannot program a hard drive for something and then it produces another. You know, we really have to be serious about some of these things. And even when the child strays from the principles and the values, trust me, at the back of the mind of the child, those principles and those values don't make him sleep comfortable. No matter how you stray, you come back to it. You know, so let's not hide behind our failure to give excuses as, oh, some kids are whatever they're going to be. So no matter how much training you give to them, they're not going to turn out the way you want them to be. I don't believe in that concept. And again, as I said, sometimes some of the failures are our fault, but we don't want to accept it. We don't want to admit it. Most times people will tell you, oh, I did everything I could. And then when you probe further, you realize that he did everything he could by providing money. That's not what it takes to train up a child. You know, so we really need to pay attention as parents. I know it's work. Let me put it that way. It's work. So we constantly have to work ourselves into being creative, work ourselves into being objective and observance to some of the things our kids do. We need time and attention. That is what it is. That is the process. We cannot violate the process and expect that some magic is going to happen for the child to turn out the way you want the child to turn out. And there was another school of thought that most pastors neglect their family. And that's interesting, because if that is the case, then you have failed. You don't even qualify to be a pastor. I know I'm going to catch some flag on this, but I'm ready to discuss this issue. If you neglect your family at the expense of your ministry, then you're not even qualified in the first place. And somebody may ask me why. Because the Bible talks about who qualifies to be a pastor. And the qualification the Bible gave was first from his home. It talks about you being able to manage your home. So if you cannot manage your home, and if you neglect your home at the expense of your ministry, then I'm sorry, you don't qualify to be a pastor. Or you're not reading your Bible well. You know, you have to be a pastor you have to be a pastor first to your family. So as a father, you are a pastor as well to your family before you can pastor the congregation. So you don't pastor the congregation and leave your family out. And it's all also boils down to planning. Yeah, people talk about you have to be in counseling, you have to be in that, you have to be in that. It's all about planning and delegation of responsibilities. You can't do it all. And sometimes some of the pastors are even protecting the pulpit. So no matter what is going on in his life, he could be sick to death, he still wants to preach. He doesn't want to groom leaders in his church to take over or to help. You know, so please, I hear the submissions out there, but I don't believe it's about time we hold people to the highest standards of their offices. And as a pastor, I expect some level of integrity from you. What you teach from the pulpit, I have to see you do it. And as we spoke the other time on integrity, your thoughts, your actions, and your words would have to be in line. So I believe that, as Prof said, the parents have to they have to face the full extent of the law, because I've seen a video of the man apologizing, and Prof said he shouldn't apologize. You know, so just to speak to what you even said about his video, talking about the fact that he has no respect for the police and you cannot pull him over when he's driving without driver's license, without license plates. That again comes back to the issue of integrity. So I want to link that to when you said he knew the son was driving without driver's license, because that is what he's telling people he does. So if that's what you do, then that's what your son is going to do.
Exactly.
You know, and that to me lacks integrity. What you are saying to the people as you do, this is what you do. You know, it means that you have no respect for the law. It's as simple as that. And so why do we expect better from your son? If you have
It
no
will
respect
be,
for,
yeah, it will be an anomaly for your son to do
right,
better than you.
right. And so that quashes the excuse that he didn't know the son was doing all that. And to your word, he probably knew. We want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but your son is reflecting your actions and your words. So if you don't respect the law, your son is not going to respect the law, because you have no what you call it. You have nothing in respect of the law to teach your son.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I won't be surprised if the son has been stopped and he's called his dad and he just told the police, I am so so and so. You should let my son go. And the police will.
yep.
Yeah. So we really can decide we want. You see, all the complaints we are all making, it's really not going to change anything. As a society, we can decide we want to live bound by common laws that we all protect and allow to work. Or we can have these episodic tantrums that goes around and around. And I say this to my classmates all the time. It looks funny until it happens to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You remember when somebody's car was ablaze and you were hyperventilating and it didn't even touch me because I knew nothing was going to be done. So we can all grow inured to the dangers in our society and pray constantly that God protects us from some of these crazy happenings on our road, or collectively, we can decide that these things are too many. It is happening too many times, and we can all come together and solve it. Those are our two options. Because these complaints and these making excuses for people and whatnot, it has not helped us in 50 years of our independence. And what we're talking about is happening to a higher or a lesser degree in all other African countries.
Mm-hmm.
People do not respect the law because the law do not give any expectation. There is no consistency. The law is not applied evenly to people. This man, son, would have been in prison a long time ago if he was not Salifu Amankwe's son. If he was your son in Ghana at 16 and he did this, you see, so some of these barriers to how rules are negotiated and applied in our society, those are the
Is
larger issues that we should be looking at, not on the individual being uh, remorseful or feeling sorry and giving us an apology, and those are superfluous. Those are really superfluous because they won't solve anything. Are we going to apply the law? Is the police going to be consistent?
and even with the apology. Well, I have a thick
That's
skin
why
for this. So
that's why I said he should not apologize.
the apology does not even sit well with me personally. Why? Because he did not address the issue properly. I don't know if you saw the apology. He didn't
I
address
saw
the
the
issue properly.
apology,
He
and
should
I
first
believe
of all accept responsibility for what has happened.
exactly. I think he was trying to speak to appease the aggrieved family, which was in the right direction. But
Yes, but you have to
was
start
that
from
the
somewhere.
yeah, even was that the forum? Traditionally, you
Well,
go find
apparently
some
he went over to the family and he was asked to leave. They didn't pay no attention to him. That's what I heard.
that is sad. That
You
is
know,
very
he
sad.
visited the family after the incident broke out. He went over with a couple of people, and I heard he was asked to leave. So they didn't even listen to what he went over to talk to them about. So basically, with
That
the
that that
medium and
that
approach, I don't have a problem with that. If that door was closed to him, you
yeah,
know,
and that's really sad, to tell you the truth. That is really, really sad. And that is very unghanaian. Okay. I'm not saying the family did not do well. I'm saying it is a very sad situation for you to be
that
driven.
is if it did happen.
It
Because
did
I
happen.
heard that, but I have not seen a video or anything attesting to that
Yeah,
fact yet.
yeah. If it did happen, I'm very sad for that. We are having a complete breakdown of our social structures under normal circumstances. No matter what has happened, you don't hear people being driven away from homes. We are a very welcoming and receptive family. We should not allow the fabric of our society to unravel at the pace at which it is unraveling. It's very, very sad.
Alrighty, so it's about time we close the curtains. Once again, I want to take this opportunity to apologize to our viewers for the nonsense that went on. I don't know who um, got into our, because almost all the platforms. I basically I have a personal platform on Facebook, and AfriWork has a platform on Facebook. Most of the people who are affiliated to AfriWorks platform happens to be religious organizations, youth leadership organizations. We have individuals as well, and all that stuff. Most of the things that were posted on Facebook were posted to some of these organizations. So I don't know how some of these um, people got hold of our links. Well, obviously, AfriWorks page is open to all,
Yeah, it's
but
public.
right, it's public, it's open to all. But I don't know how they got hold of this link and they got on the page to display such nonsense. We really want to apologize. This is not from us. We don't subscribe to this. We don't believe in that. We are not proud of what happened, and we seriously want to apologize sincerely to anybody who might have come across that nonsense on our page. On that note, Prof, give your final remarks and let's bring the
And I remark it behoves on all of us to be a part of the solution. Uh, I was rolling to go, but the fact that this man was driven away, if it actually happened, really put a damp on my spirit. How do we become more proactive? How do we prevent some of these things from happening? The whole society, our leadership structures, we need to have a conversation, and the right things need to be done. Yeah, mistakes are going to be made, but it's better to envision a society where laws are made to function for us and to protect each other. These two kids died for no reason. That's my problem. And we need to do better. Thank you.
we need to do better. We need to know the kind of society we are willing to build. On that note, thank you so much for being a part of Analyze This. And if it also happens to be some crazy person out there who wants to interrupt the program, basically due to the topics we are discussing, for your information, that is not going to deter us. That is not going to stop us from doing the right thing or saying the right thing on this platform. So that is just by the way and for your information. On that note, this has been Analyze This. We are going to be here next week, same time, same week, same time,
Same day.
same day. Um,
Yeah.
we would encourage you to be a part of it. Share the link to people who are serious and want to be a part of something serious and not jokers like what we had on our page a few minutes ago. On that note, my name is Nana Osei Bonsu Jr. and my co-pilot.
Project Watson Pong, CEO.
See you next week, same time, same day. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.